Good morning, everybody. We're in Carmel, Indiana this morning with David Waybright and Jeremy Salinas. Good morning. Good morning, guys. Okay, so you have a company called
Man vs. Meeple.
Okay, I thought when you first told me, I thought you said Meeple, which also would be pretty funny. But there's one right there, yes. Sir. Tell me what it is.
This is a Meeple. We are a board game YouTube channel. Meeple's a little wooden piece that a lot of games use to move around the board with. So it's very well known in sort of the board game circles, but board games are becoming more and more, mainstream.
Okay, so you say you are a board game YouTube channel, and you better explain what that means.
So yeah, we do product reviews, Kickstarter previews for companies. We talk about games. We have people on our set to talk about design philosophy, the publishers themselves. So we do a whole bunch of different content based around board games.
But people who are, well, I was going to say people who aren't hip, but maybe people who are hip, they think in terms of video, they think in terms of online, but you're saying this is having a resurgence, like when we were kids. Well, not when you were a kid, but when I was a kid. When I was a kid, and not when you could, it was Monopoly and Candyland. Okay, tell me about that resurgence.
Well, and yeah, a lot of those games are what people have in their mind when they think of board games, even adults today. But there's what we call enthusiast board games, which are a little bit more interesting, a little bit more layered, and have a little bit more depth. These started sort of in Europe, in Germany, and have kind of come over here in the early 2000s, maybe in 1990s, and have really just continued to pick up steam because as more people experience them, they understand there's more to it than just Monopoly or Clue or Connect 4.
If people saw the games, and that's what we're going to do in the next segment, these are not games you created, but they are games that you sort of investigate, if you will, and then critique for the public.
Yeah, absolutely. Right now, the industry, as David said, it's exploding. There's over 6,000 new games that are coming out every single year.
No, so, 6,000 a year.
6,000 a year. New SKUs every single year. Yeah. So what we're doing is we're trying to evangelize the hobby, really talk about the different games, what we like about the games, and how they can integrate those with their families and their friends.
Okay, so in the next segment, you will give us a little tour of some of the games, and can we see some of your critiques on YouTube?
Absolutely.
And find out what the major criteria is to make a game really good?
Yeah, we promise we won't overwhelm you.
Okay. We'll be right back.